Okay, yesterday I was having a chat with one of my friends and they were telling me, why do some people quote 25% extra storage whenever they're doing hard disk calculations based on the actual cameras, the resolutions and the quantity of the cameras that's in the quote or in the solution? Now I can actually answer this, and this is all about the iframes. Now, iframes are used with compression, H.264 and H.265, and that's where the iframe will relearn the complexity of the field of view. Now, iframes have intervals, so whenever you log into the camera, it will possibly say 25, 30, 40, 50 iframes. That means that if it's got 40 frames or 40 iframes, then that means in between FPS, the frames per second, then every 40 frames per second that go by, it will then trigger a new iframe and then relearn the complexity of the field of view. Meaning that if you in fact actually increase your iframe intervals a lot, let's say you've got like 120 iframes, it will keep on studying a lot and it will probably use up much more hard drive space. Now, if we were to look at that in the form of a sine wave, it will look very close to this. Now, your bit rate, which is your data, that probably has been set to a common one, which is like 2048. Your iframe peaks could in fact actually be 4096. Okay, so 2 megabits per second, 4 megabits per second. Now, if you consider that we've got 25 frames per second, and then of course we've got the iframes, which is going to trigger every 40 frames, then of course you can actually see quite quickly that that's going to be a lot of iframes. Now, if that's 4096 and that's triggering that many times, you might find that certain people, whenever they give you a quote, whenever they give you an estimation, they are plussing 25% more because of what these iframes are going to consume on your hard disk capacity. That's why some people, distributors, resellers, project planners, that's why they in fact actually talk about 25% more, because of what the iframe is going to do. Okay, all the best.